sites, and they're allowed to say anything you want. They can flame the players. We even got permission to flame Riot. It's supposed to be a really fun environment, and I think that TFT can really thrive in this kind of casual competitive environment. And it was something that me and Bryce thought about doing at the beginning of this year. I was at Bryce's place. We were celebrating New Year's, and we were like, what are our New Year's resolutions? And we just kind of went around. And I said, I want really badly to do a TFT LAN this year. I want to be instrumental in like organizing it. I want it to happen because I think TFT players have like they all their tournament experience. Like for years at this point, the only competitive experience that players have had has been online. And I don't think people really understand that is a big deal. Because most of the time, the reason why competitive can stay around for a long time is the connections that you make from going to events. Going to like a BlizzCon, a Comic-Con, a PAX, an E3, going to like a big event is how you formulate like friendships that stick. And so for competitive communities, it's so important to meet up in person. And at the time when I was saying all this, the TFT community had only met up one time in Las Vegas. And I was saying like, if we do a LAN, that may be the first time that like people meet rayditz, and that's like really cool if you can do this in this environment. So I was like thinking about it and dreaming. This was January 1st, or December 30th, whatever. I was like, let's do a TFT LAN and let's make it happen because I think this can really grow the scene. And Bryce agreed. So we called everybody that we knew, but I said the first person I want to talk to is the Beyond the Summit folks and see if we can make it happen. So this has been a year in the making. Riot got on board, Riot sponsored and funded it, and saying like, we believe in this too, and here's the best thing, we think that this is something that could be potentially a way that we can continue to grow the North American scene if it goes well. And so we're like, great, let's get people on board, and let's make this TFT thing happen, and it's not just like this tournament that happens online through streams, and then whatever. It's like the players are going to lose and then get on the couch and talk about their games and go face-to-face with Mortdog and talk about their games. You know what I mean? That's a really interesting and cool moment that can happen, and we have all kinds of commentary and things going on. And so people were all on board for it, and basically we found out last week that Soju's not coming because he doesn't want to miss set launch and he wants to stream, and he thinks he would lose too much money. And it's a really big bummer because we had people also decline, right? We had like boxbox and Scar and a bunch of other people that were really interested in the event, but they couldn't make it because of availability. But Soju was focused on regionals and worlds, and so he was like, "Hey, I'm focused on this stuff," and I was like, "Okay," but he said he was in. And then after worlds, he basically said like, "Hey, actually, I don't think I want to go because I don't want to miss set launch stream. It's like too important for my stream." And we're like, "Well, let's set up a streaming station. Let's book your flight so that way you can maximize your stream time. Let's set up a private streaming room for you. Let's pay you extra money to come out, and like let's do all this stuff." And it was like it just wasn't enough for him, and he was just like, "Yeah." And we're like, "Well, let's grow the scene together. This is an investment, so that way moving forward you can have set launches where you can make more money because it's growing the scene." And just he wouldn't listen to any of that. So, and look, he's an adult. Look, I'm not here to to guilt trip him or like try to convince people that like he should like not do that. He's an adult. He's entirely allowed to do this. But I'm just saying that it was also like deeply disappointing to see that's the stance that he took. Because what he basically said was, I don't want to be a leader for this community. I just want to take my paycheck. And I think he's totally allowed to do that. But I'm also like very disappointed in that situation. So that's exactly what happened.